events. Every year, an exclusive group of the 120 most powerful central bankers and policymakers from all over the world meet at Jackson Hole, Wyoming to discuss monetary policy behind closed doors at the Federal Reserve's annual conference. But this year, something unusual happened. At the exact same time, in the exact same place that the world's most influential central bankers met, a second event took place. The inaugural Wyoming Blockchain Symposium, which highlighted the state of Wyoming's recent legislation to pursue a digital dollar. Is it merely a coincidence that these two events happened at the exact same time in the same small town, population 10,000, in the same building right down the hall? Or is it giving us a clue as to what's coming next? Specifically, does it represent the foundation being laid towards a central bank digital currency or CBDC launch?
Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What's going on out there, peeps? Oh man, the more I hear people talk about cryptocurrencies, the more convinced I am not to be involved in them at all. I really do think that the trap was laid. They played on people's fears. They played on people's hopes that they would have a digital currency separate from bankers, separate from all the elites that control what we do with our money, or so you thought. When I hear Larry Fink out there pushing Bitcoin over and over and over, it just tells me that's a bad situation. It really is. The very people we were told we did not want to be in bed with are the very people that are being bed buddies with. It was supposed to be peer-to-peer, privacy, not all the bullshit, no taxes, no nothing. We knew that wasn't going to last. We knew this day was going to come, and they used cryptocurrencies to sucker everybody into the central bank digital currency. Look, I don't care what you say about cryptocurrencies. This is a programmable token. You can go on any computer, on any cryptocurrency, and change the coding in there, make it do whatever you want. They might tell you that these ones can't be replicated no more. These ones, total privacy with these ones. Nobody can mess with that one. It's all bullshit. If it can be done on a computer, it can be hacked, it can be changed, it can be programmed. Period. All a cryptocurrency is a digital fiat dollar. Although there's a group of people out there trying to do something about that. Let's get into that right now, shall we? I just want to give everybody a quick reminder. You can go over to Pimpy's News Network. It is free for everybody. Everybody has access to the videos that are on the website. And there's a ton of videos that I've been posting over there, so feel free to run over and check it out. It's free. The link is down below in the description. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. A couple people were reminding me when I had my Facebook group called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. They specifically were talking about how I would post the gold and silver prices at least once a week and tell people you should be invested in it. This is before I even had YouTube. So I've been preaching about gold and silver for a long time. Anyways, in there you had silver, I think it was $11 an ounce. And you had gold was down around $1,100, $1,200 compared to where it is today. I'm glad those people who were listening to me then did the smart thing and jumped all over gold and silver. With everything that's going on in this world, you can't trust these bankers to do anything in your favor. You better have gold and silver to fall back on because that's the only real currency that's going to be out there. So Bitcoin's at $56,570. It was at $73,750 quite a while ago, but it has come back down. Ethereum's at $2,345.86. Solana is at $133.24. And here's XRP at 53 cents. I swear, man, one person after another on YouTube. You got to give to XRP, man. That's going to be the token of the future. Well, I don't ever hear Larry Fink or any of those people pushing XRP. You would think if this was going to be the token of the future, they'd have been advertising for it right about now. I don't think they have any plans to use them. I know they've spoken about using Ripple's blockchain technology for their central bank digital currency. They did talk about using it for bank transactions, but that was it. You still got Larry Fink and all the big dogs out there pushing Bitcoin. Either way, it doesn't make a difference. They're going to control it all. They're going to be able to monitor everything you do with your digital token. This is just a Trojan horse. But I know a lot of you out there have faith in it, so, more power to you. I keep bringing you the news, but we'll see what happens. Dogecoin's at 10 cents. Cardano's at 33 cents. Shiba's at 0 cents. Just kidding. Shiba's at 4013. Polkadot's at $4.23. Chainlink's at $10.37. Litecoin's at $60.63. Good Lord, Satama's really bit the dust. Anyways, it looks like they added on a zero. They're at 3082. Gold prices still maintaining above $2,500. They're sitting at $2,531. That's what I like to see. Silver at $28.61. Still maintaining around the same level. It's got wider swings than gold does, but either way, gold and silver you definitely want to have in your possession. Because every time I listen to YouTubers talking about gold and silver, they're telling you to store up on it. And they're also telling everybody to run to the hills. Yeah, definitely run to the hills. Because the shit's going to hit the fan. Everybody's preparing for it. And there's still talk with the BRICS nations taking over. I know I've seen a lot of videos out there, people making these good cases, and they are kind of convincing that there's no way in hell that the BRICS nations could do this. But if they back their currency up with gold, now again, it's still a cryptocurrency, a digital currency. I don't trust it as far as I can grab it off the computer and throw it. But at least they're backing their tokens up with something that's tangible. Shout out to Chris Marcus at Arcadia Economics. I'll go ahead and leave a link for his YouTube channel. I encourage you guys to go check him out. They're going to talk about BRICs Unit. That's the name of their digital dollar. It's going to be called the Unit and backed by gold. Let's hear it.
Well, hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you for Arcadia Economics on a Saturday because we had some interesting news that came out late last night, early this morning. And that is basically that ahead of the BRICS meeting next month, we now have a confirmation that the Unit, which is a payment settlement currency that we've talked about here on the show a couple times over the past month as evidence to emerge that this unit currency, which would include, or at least is proposed to include a 40% gold backing to settle trade between BRICS nations and other countries that do not want to be dependent on the dollar infrastructure system. And there have been reports of the progress, and now we have some confirmation that this is going to be part of the discussions, and certain parts might be announced. And anyway, would like to read through this, which I'd like to thank David Lee on Twitter, who was kind enough to tag me in this and saw it early this morning. He mentions expect some interesting outcome from the Kazan Summit, October 22nd to 24th. So just over a month and a half away, and read through this one for you here. As they mention, again, this is coming from TASS, Russian news agency, stating that the BRICS countries are developing a wide range of instruments for creating an inclusive international financial system. Some of them may be announced this autumn at the summit in Kazan, according to Andrei Mikhailishin, the head of the Task Force on Financial Services of the BRICS Business Council. And that was one of the things that we did report on a couple months ago, that it was being discussed at the BRICS Business Council, and those reports, courtesy of Pepe Escobar, are now being further confirmed. And Andre mentions, we are preparing a presentation of some solutions for the Autumn BRICS Summit in the retail and B2B segments. And here's the key part that fortunately David highlighted for us. He also confirmed that a list of projects that has been determined, which has a common unit of account, and he mentions the article mentions the unit, platform for international settlements in BRICS digital currencies, Bridge, which sounds a lot like mBridge, that has been the main component and the infrastructure of how that would work, a payment system, a settlement depository, an insurance system, and a BRICS rating alliance.
And for those people who are into the Iraqi dinar, as we hear Iraq reforming their banking sector, we hear a lot of these key words as well. The bridge, we hear about that. The electronic payment system. I do think it's interesting up here they're using the words inclusive, which is part of the World Economic Forum's New World Order movement. They use key words like this.
The key principles in designing the new financial system are decentralization of international interaction and the use of digital technologies. In particular, he noted that the BRICs Clear will use blockchain to record securities and exchange them. The design of a common unit of account uses the experience of the transferable ruble of the countries Comecon, the Council for Mutual Economic Assistance of the countries of the former Soviet bloc. And then as we continue on over here, when we talk about a counterparty of transferable ruble, we mean that settlements, but not the storage of balances, are made in national currencies. And here is the part that I think will certainly catch the attention of people who are interested in gold and silver, which, well, there's some percentage now. And maybe I'm a little biased here, but personally think it'd be worthwhile for anyone to at least have an interest. And one of the reasons being that the unit project assumes that the value of the common unit of accord is pegged by 40% to the value of gold and by the remaining 60% to a basket of national currencies of the BRICS countries.
So obviously, the more gold they have, the more flexibility they have, the more resistant they are to inflation, the more resistant they are to huge market swings. The more gold they have. Why you should be storing up on gold and silver.
This approach can make it a convenient and universal instrument. When you have a unit of account that can be converted into any national currency, it is more convenient for you to hold since it's a more liquid instrument. Common unit of account would solve the problem of exchange rate volatility if everything is done in national currencies. And as a result, we are left with many billions of rupees. We do not know what to do with them. The summit is October 22nd through the 24th. And again, another note that came out, Russian gold holdings are now at a record high of 188.8 billion. And we mentioned on the show earlier this week how Russia had just increased their allocation of how much gold and foreign currencies they would be purchasing. Interesting now, again, after this report, to think about gold and foreign currencies with the other 60% of the unit as proposed in the white paper. And I'll tell you how you can get a hold of that in a second. But 60% of that was the other local currencies of the partners involved. So when you think of the Thursday announcement of increasing the allocation to gold and other foreign currencies, makes a little more context in the light of that. And last thing I'd just like to show, this was one of the stories that I'm referencing from Pepe Escobar. He talked about 3 key takeaways from the St. Petersburg meeting. Again, especially if new people are watching this, these are some of the things we keep track of. We do have a friend of the show who we've brought on a couple of times who was telling me about this back in February, months before even right before the rally began and months before there was Pepe Escobar's confirmation. And so if you'd like to stay posted on this stuff, do hit the subscribe button, give a thumbs up, or hit the share button when you're done and let others know if you think this is relevant. But anyway, that aside, here, this was again back in June. Yes, we'll call that June 10th. And there was arguably the major breakthrough in St. Petersburg, where Putin stated how the BRICs are working on their own payment infrastructure, independent from the pressure sanctions of the collective West. Putin had a special meeting with Dilma Rousseff, president of the BRICS New Development Bank, which you just heard about. And they did talk in detail about how the bank's development, and most of all, as later confirmed by Rousseff, about the unit, whose lineaments were first revealed exclusively by Sputnik, an apolitical transaction form of cross-border payments anchored in gold, 40%, and BRICS plus currency, 60%. And again, you see here that Putin was caught up to speed on this. Here is Sergei Glazyev. Won't go through the other article today, but
I don't have no problem with digital currency as long as the only use for it is for bank transactions. I don't want that stuff forced on us. I still want to have something physical that I can grab, a physical dollar. I would love for it to be backed by gold. That's a possibility with this new BRICS unit. You can have a digital currency that's used for trade. You can have cash. All of it could be backed by gold.
In a moment, I'll tell you a video that we'll link to here that will show you how to find all of that. He has talked about the unit, and anyway, you see that now this was ahead of BRICS Summit. Now we're getting closer, getting further confirmation. Does this mean that the world is going back to a gold standard? No, but it does mean that there is increasing confirmation that a large portion of the world that currently is already over 50% of oil exports and has a lot of other countries that want to join are continuing to move towards something that essentially, and I think Luke Groman explains this quite well, would be using gold more as a collateral, especially in support of oil and energy, as opposed to the current usage of the U.S. Treasury, where, for a variety of reasons that we won't dig into on a Saturday, is not working out so well. So anyway, to wrap up here, the guy that I mentioned told me about this back in February and then came on and gave what I think was our show of the year. I mean, if there's only one thing you watched on the channel, that would be the one I would recommend. And he gave an incredible overview of this that many people have really enjoyed.
So I'll go check out that video that Chris is talking about and share it with you guys when I got time. Anyways, like I said, look, gold and silver are the things to invest in. Either way, gold and silver is your safety out of the system. It is your freedom. If you don't have it, you'll suffer the consequences. That's just my opinion. Anyways, as you can see, nations are moving towards something as long as it's backed by precious metals. Like Chris said, we might not go back to the gold standard, but we can go back to having our dollars backed by gold and other commodities. Anyways, that's it for now. Let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.